Going from a team I really liked this offseason, Dave, to probably now your second team, Portland Trailblazers. Like, let me read off like I did for the Hawks what they have done so far this free agency. Number one, they re-signed Melo to a 1-year deal. They also got Harry Giles to a 1-year deal. Rodney Hood re-signed him to a 2-year deal worth $21 million. They bring in Derek Jones Jr., 2-year deal worth $19 million. And then, they bring in Rocco via trade and Enes Kanter via trade. The question I want to ask you, Dave, with the Blazers, and this is because, I can't remember who I heard it from. There's a part of me wants to do the same thing that I heard today. Blazers, top 2 team in the West after this. My question to you is, are they a top 3 team after these moves? Not going to say top 2, but could this be a team that with these moves makes a jump and is a top 3 team in the West?
Lakers went up.
Yeah.
After winning a championship, I think now they may have a better roster.
Yeah, they're number one.
I'm afraid to say they might have a better roster this year.
Mm-hmm.
2, I think the Nuggets fell, and that was their opponent in the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Clippers are in contention still, but we got to see how the new pieces fit, and did they really address their biggest problem? Not yet, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that I would have them above. I think the Blazers are. Shoot me, Ricky, because I think this Blazers team is the second best team in the West. Especially with Clay's injury.
Yeah.
Yes. The Blazers are the second best team in the West. I will. What's today's date? The 23rd of November. Yep. That's a lock. Blazers, second best team in the West. Potentially the best team because they do have the depth now to compete against a very thin Lakers team. All the Lakers have 2 superstars and LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they added an incredible defense with Marc Gasol, and they've added some nice scoring with Schroeder. They still have some noticeable gaps. Now this Blazers team just gets better. Dame Lillard back healthy, hopefully. Hopefully healthy.
Yeah, and McCollum.
All these guys are coming off of injuries. McCollum had a spinal thing.
Yeah.
Dame, obviously, we know where he ended last season at.
Dog.
Yikes. Nurkic, healthy. Please. Zach Collins, get healthy. Please. They got Carmelo Anthony. So they're big depth basically between Nurkic, Collins, and then having in Enes Kanter as an offensive boost at the 5 when they need him. Huge. At the 4, I love the idea of Melo off the bench. I know Melo doesn't love the idea of Melo off the bench. Too bad. You got to earn your place here, and I think that that's where he fits right now. Rocco. We're talking about the best defender of the bubble. Literally, this man was averaging, even pre-bubble, since he was traded to the Rockets, he was doing things that no other wing player had ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of blocks and steals for him was insane on that Rockets team. So having him over here, huge. Re-signing Rodney Hood, big deal. This is someone who people completely forgot about because of how early in the season his injury happened. I love the addition of Dennis Jones Jr. He's someone who gives you offensive punch and defensive help off the bench. Everything ticks. And then you got to remember, Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. still exists. And even if Anthony Simons has a shred of hope in him, he has to do something this year. This is his last chance on this team to prove that he's still the future of this team, because I haven't seen it yet. We've seen 4 games, and outside of that, he's not. He's nothing better than that backup point guard, and I'm ready to move on. So, Blazers, I fucking love your team. I think your offseason was magnificent. I think you are the second best team in the West. I think you have a deeper team, but I don't know if you will have a healthy enough team to knock out the champs right now in the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, Dave, I was mapping this out earlier today. Just so you know, and the fans know, December 8th, that's when we're making our predictions for the season.
Okay.
So that's
so soon.
That's 2 weeks out of season starts December 22nd. That's 2 weeks out of the season. So December 8th, Dave and I
of my top of the West.
Yeah, and that was something where I was even thinking about that too. I'm like, fuck it, I'm with you. Blazers, number 2 team in the It does,
the only
because
team that scares me is the Mavs.
Yeah,
the Mavs terrify me because if Luka and KP are healthy all season and what they've added,
Dave, mention your boy that some people don't think is gonna pan out, but you really like. Gotta mention your boy.
Tyrell Terry isn't going to pan out.
I have heard some people, Dave.
Raise your hand in chat if you think Peyton Pritchard is going to be a better professional basketball player than Tyrell Terry. Please, I swear to God, someone just do it.
Not going to name any names.
No.
I do agree with people that Dave might have had Tyrell Terry on his big board and stuff way higher than most people, but they teach their own. I have heard some rumblings that, oh man, I can't wait until Tyrell Terry doesn't pan out, and Dave's got to eat Crow.
Who's saying that? And it's Crow. Not Crow.
Crow. Maybe you want some Crowder. Some Jay Crowder. Maybe that's what you're eating, some Jay Crowder. But I mean, the Blazers to me, top 2 team. Like, the only one to me that I still want to give hope to is the Warriors season-wise. And one thing, this is a little nugget I want to throw in there because they're not talking Warriors. Did you see the video that Jake put in the Discord about Wiseman and Nico?
No.
So they did a video where like they introduced Nico and Wiseman. I agree with Jake. Best thing Wiseman did the whole video is the Warriors PR guy showing him around the practice facility. And he goes, this is the practice gym. You can use it whenever you want. First thing Wiseman does, he goes, so I can use it today? And the PR guy's like, yeah, you could use it today. It's like, fuck yeah. That's what you want out of your young rookie. Like, wait, I can get to work today in here? Like, I can get going right now? I mean, season starts in like, what, 4? Let's see.
They literally have to quarantine
4 weeks
already. They have to be quarantined as of Monday.
Because training camps are 2 weeks out?
Yep.
Yeah.
So players have to start their quarantines now in order to be eligible to get back in a building. So, yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah. So 2 weeks till camps. That's when we'll start, when camps start. And then 2 weeks then from the season. But, yeah, the Blazers to me, like in the West, I'm with you, Dave. One of my favorite teams just because of the shit they added. Because even not just with Rocco, like with bringing Rodney Hood back and stuff, the Rocco one to me was just like you need someone that you could possibly have guard like a LeBron James or a Kawhi Leonard and at least stand a chance almost. Like, that's a huge get. Also, I may be smoking the ganja here, Dave, on this one. I know some people may say that, so I'm just going to put out that disclaimer now. I'm kind of excited about Enes Kanter coming back to this team. Like, Enes Kanter, like, Woj threw it out there. Like, man, he's coming back to a place where he saw, his averages were 13 points a game, 8 rebounds, almost 9 rebounds a game. Like, could we see a return to that for Enes Kanter?
No.
Or is it just me, like, wanting the old Kanter back?
There is no old Kanter. This is just a depth piece. Like, Zach Collins and Nurkic will be healthy. Mm-hmm. Don't jinx it. Fingers are all crossed. All the fingers are crossed. These 2 guys will stay healthy. Kanter will get limited minutes. If they're at the point where they're counting on Kanter to play 20-plus minutes a night, they're already fucked. Like, they've already had something go terribly wrong this season. Maybe
not 20 minutes, but I'm just thinking, like...
that's how we got those numbers.
And well, yeah, I'm not saying, like, the exact same numbers. I'm more going on the whatever minutes he get. Could we see a more solid Kanter than what we saw in Boston?
Yeah, I think Boston was hesitant to use him. His energy and his commitment to the game perhaps were in question.
Former 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95, 224. How many sevens can I put in here? Champion for WWE too.
True. But yeah, I mean, we did see the best Kanter when we saw playoff Kanter. Mm-hmm. He wasn't, I think the thing that was so weird about that was like, he wasn't very good, but he brought intensity.
Yeah.
And I think the entire team kind of felt lifted up by like the fact that this man's going like as hard as he possibly can. Yeah. And he is taking swings at people in the post, and it was hilarious. And like that's a guy I want to be my teammate kind of a moment.
Well, Soapy and I were talking, and Soapy even mentioned how one thing he liked that Kanter did when he got traded back to Portland that Rubio necessarily didn't do right away was Kanter immediately tweeted out like, can't wait to be back in Portland, love the city, great to be home, where Ricky Rubio was more like, thanks to Phoenix, everything Phoenix has done.
He's like, found out I got traded while I was on my treadmill. They didn't even give me a call. I literally saw it on the news. I was like, wow, okay.
I mean, that's just kind of like the era we live in, right, Dave?
Like, that's the business, baby.
Unless they tell you, you're going to find out via Twitter before anything else.